Lin Xiang Ru, the premier of the state of Hao, is one of the most renowned figures in Chinese history. He became a role model for officials in later dynasties, embodying the essential qualities of success, outstanding competence, and magnanimity. His legacy demonstrates that true leadership stems not only from ability but also from character. A priceless jade known as the He Shi Bai came into the possession of the king of Hao. News of this treasure reached the king of Qin, who proposed a deceptive exchange, offering 15 cities in return for the jade. Faced with a dilemma, the king of Hao convened a court discussion. If Hao refused the offer, they risked war. If they accepted and Qin reneged, they would be humiliated. Lin Xiang Ru stepped forward and offered to act as envoy.
If we refuse, the world will think Shao is afraid. If we comply and Qin breaks its promise, they will bear the shame. I will go to Qin and return the jade, if they attempt to deceive us.
Upon arrival in Qin, the king immediately took the jade and passed it around his court but made no mention of ceding the cities. Xiang Ru cleverly requested to examine a supposed flaw in the jade. Once it was returned to him, he stepped back and pressed himself against a pillar, declaring,
"Zhao has shown sincerity, yet I see no proof of your promise. If you try to seize the jade, I will smash it and die with it."
Startled, the king allowed him to return to the guest house for rest. That night, Xiang Ru secretly sent the jade back to Hao with a trusted messenger. When he met the Qin king the next day, he openly revealed what he had done. Enraged, the king threatened him, but Xiang Ru calmly replied,
"I am not afraid to die, but Qin's credibility will be destroyed. If you truly wish to honor the deal, treat me as a deposit. Cede the cities first, and Zhao will send the jade afterward."
Impressed by Xiang Ru's courage and integrity, the king of Qin let him go unharmed. The jade was preserved, Shao lost nothing, and Lin Xiang Ru was promoted to state councillor in recognition of his brilliance. Years later, the king of Qin invited the king of Hao to a diplomatic meeting in the border city of Mayanqi under the guise of forming an alliance, but with the intent of gaining leverage. The Hao king feared a trap and hesitated. Lin Xiang Ru volunteered to accompany the king. To safeguard the monarchy, it was declared in Shao that if the king did not return within 30 days, the crown prince would succeed him, preventing Qin from using him as a hostage. At Mayanqi, the Qin king mockingly asked the Hao king to perform a musical piece. Though humiliating for a monarch, the king of Hao complied. Lin Xiang Ru, witnessing this insult, immediately demanded the Qin king perform on his ocarina in return. When the request was refused, Xiang Ru stepped forward and declared,
"I stand only 5 steps away. I could spill my blood on your robe before your guards reach me. Do you dare test this?"
Startled by Xiang Ru's boldness and recalling his previous feats, the Qin king agreed to perform. This act preserved Hao's dignity and discouraged Qin's further ambitions. Upon returning home, Lin Xiang Ru was promoted to premier, the highest position in the court. Lin Xiang Ru's rise drew resentment from General Lian Po, one of the greatest military commanders of the Warring States period. Displeased with being outranked by a man of words rather than warfare, Lian Po declared he would insult Xiang Ru on sight. To avoid conflict, Xiang Ru repeatedly excused himself from court, even detouring on the streets to avoid confrontation. His attendants, frustrated, asked,
"Why does the premier fear the general?"
Xiang Ru replied,
"Is the king of Qin more powerful than Liang Po?"
"Of course."
They answered,
Then why should I fear Lian Po when I do not fear the Qin king? It is not fear that drives me, it is responsibility. If I quarrel with the general, it will divide the state. Our unity deters Qin and keeps Shao safe. I would rather endure personal humiliation than bring disaster to our people."
His humility and wisdom moved his attendants and eventually reached Lian Po. Ashamed of his pride, the general came to Lin Xiang Ru bare-chested and bound with thorns to beg forgiveness. Xiang Ru embraced him, and they became sworn allies, pledging loyalty to the state above all. From that moment forward, no neighboring state, not even powerful Qin, dared to underestimate Hao. Lin Xiang Ru's life offers a timeless lesson. True success arises from the balance between competence and character. His intelligence earned the respect of kings and adversaries, while his emotional intelligence fostered trust, unity, and peace within his state. When viewed through the lens of Leading Matters, a leadership book by former Stanford University President John Hennessy, Lin Xiang Ru exemplifies at least 4 core principles of lasting leadership. This reflects a remarkable convergence of Eastern wisdom and Western insight. 1. Humility, the foundation of effective leadership. Xiang Ru's deferential attitude toward General Lin Po, despite holding a higher rank, showed his refusal to let ego endanger national unity. 2. Empathy, essential for shaping leaders and organizations. Xiang Ru consistently placed the interests of the state and the well-being of the people above personal pride, revealing deep empathy and moral strength. 3. Courage, the willingness to stand up for one's community. His fearless actions in returning the jade to Shao and defending the Hao King's dignity at Mianqi were powerful demonstrations of moral and strategic courage. 4. Collaboration and teamwork. No leader succeeds alone. Xiang Ru's efforts to reconcile with General Lin Po and work in unity for Hao's safety offer a lasting example of how great leadership is built on cooperation. His life reminds us that many talented individuals fail not because of a lack of ability, but due to shortcomings in temperament. Even the legendary General Lin Po, a man of extraordinary martial skill, nearly caused division until he recognized Lin Xiang Ru's wisdom and subordinated personal ego to the needs of the state. Lin Xiang Ru was more than a diplomat. He was a steward of peace, a model of virtue, and a guardian of national integrity. His legacy continues to inspire all who seek to lead with excellence, courage, and compassion.